Hello, friends. I want to talk to you today about money you may be handing over every single month that you might not have to pay at all. I'm not talking about clipping coupons or saving 50 cents on a can of soup. I'm talking about real recurring bills, the kind that hit your bank account like clockwork, that there are actual government programs designed to cover for you. And a huge number of seniors are paying them anyway out of their own pocket for one simple reason. Nobody ever told them these programs exist, or they assumed they couldn't possibly qualify. So today I'm going to walk you through 5 specific bills that programs will help pay, or in some cases pay completely, for seniors who qualify. I'll give you the real income numbers for 2026. I'll tell you exactly who these are for, and I'll tell you the one step it takes to claim each one. And I want to be honest with you right from the start, because that honesty matters. Most of these are based on your income, and every single one of them requires you to apply. Nobody signs you up automatically. That's the whole reason this money goes unclaimed. Stay with me to the end, because number 5 is the one for homeowners, and for a lot of you, it could be the biggest of all. Before we get into it, if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that button and turn on the bell. The income limits on these programs change every year. New programs open up, and the government does not send you a letter explaining what you're entitled to. What I do here is track exactly this and lay it out in plain English while there's still time to act. The people subscribed here find out in time. The ones who aren't usually find out too late. So subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Bill number 1 is your Medicare Part B premium. In 2026, that premium is $202.90. And for most people, it gets pulled straight out of your Social Security check every month before you ever see it. A lot of folks just accept it as a fact of life. But here's what they don't know. There are programs called Medicare savings programs run through your state that will pay that premium for you. And depending on which one you qualify for, they'll pay a whole lot more than that. There are 3 main ones. The most generous is called QMB, Qualified Medicare Beneficiary. QMB doesn't just cover your Part B premium. It covers your deductibles, your copays, your coinsurance, essentially the out-of-pocket costs Medicare normally leaves you holding. In 2026, you may qualify for QMB if your monthly income is roughly at or below $1,350 as a single person or $1,824 as a married couple. And here's a protection most people don't know about. Once you have QMB, it is against federal law for a provider to bill you for those Medicare costs. If your income is a little higher, there are 2 more programs, SLMB and QI, that at minimum wipe out that $200 monthly premium. SLMB runs up to about $1,616 a month single, and QI up to about $1,816 a month single. Now, please hear me on this. Do not disqualify yourself in your own head. Some states are far more generous than those federal numbers. Some have raised their limits, and several don't count your assets at all anymore. So even if you think you're a little over, apply anyway. To get started, call 1-800-MEDICARE or go to medicare.gov and ask about Medicare savings programs and how to reach your state's Medicaid office. Bill number 2 is your prescription drug costs. A lot of people say, I've got a Part D drug plan, I'm covered, but covered and affordable are 2 very different things. There's a federal program called Extra Help, also known as the Low Income Subsidy. And if you qualify, your whole prescription picture changes. We're talking no Part D premium if you're in a qualifying plan, no deductible. And in 2026, the absolute most you'd pay for a covered drug is $5.10 for a generic or $12.65 for a brand name. That's the ceiling. Compare that to the $50, $80, $100 a month some people pay for a single medication, and you see how much is being left on the table. For 2026, the income cutoff for Extra Help is roughly $23,475 a year for a single person and around $31,700 for a couple. And here's a shortcut a lot of people miss. If you already got approved for one of those Medicare savings programs I just described, you are automatically enrolled in Extra Help. It just kicks in, no separate application. If you haven't done either, you apply for Extra Help through Social Security at ssa.gov or by calling 1-800-772-1213. Bill number 3 is your heating and cooling bill, and this one matters more than usual right now because energy costs in 2026 are rough. Heating costs are up roughly 9% over last year, and for households that heat with electricity, the increase is even steeper. On a fixed income, that's not just uncomfortable, it's a real hit month after month. The program here is called LHEAP, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, and it doesn't hand you a coupon or a small discount. It makes a payment directly to your gas or electric company on your behalf to bring your bill down. Depending on your state and situation, that grant commonly runs anywhere from a couple $100s up to $1,000 or more. Income limits vary by state, but they're generally set around 150% of the federal poverty level. So a lot of seniors on a modest income qualify. And here's the part that matters specifically for you if you're older. In most states, seniors get priority. If you're 60 or 65 and up, many states let you apply earlier than the general public, sometimes a full month ahead. That's a big deal because LEHEAP is first come, first served. Once the year's funding runs out, it's gone until the next cycle. So applying early is everything. There's also a companion program called the Weatherization Assistance Program that will actually send someone to your home to add insulation, seal drafts, and fix or replace old heating equipment at no cost to permanently lower your bills. To find your local office for either one, just dial 211. That's the National Social Services line, and they'll point you to the right agency. Bill number 4 is a Medicare surcharge that a lot of people have never even heard of, and it's for those of you on the higher income end. It's called IRMA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. If your income was above a certain level a couple of years ago, Medicare isn't charging you the standard premium, it's charging you more, sometimes hundreds of dollars more a month, pulled right out of your Social Security check. Here's what makes this one so unfair for retirees. Medicare bases that surcharge on your tax return from 2 years ago. So your 2026 surcharge is built on your 2024 income. But think about how much can change in 2 years. Maybe you retired. Maybe you sold a property. Maybe you did a one-time withdrawal from a retirement account. Maybe your spouse passed away and your household income dropped. In all of those cases, you could be paying a surcharge based on money you simply don't have anymore. And there's a fix almost nobody uses. It's a form called SSA 44. It exists specifically for people who've been through what the government calls a life-changing event, retirement, reduced work hours, loss of a pension, the death of a spouse, divorce. You fill it out, you show them what your income actually looks like now, and the surcharge gets reduced or eliminated. You can download SSA 44 at ssa.gov or pick it up at any Social Security office. If you're paying more than the standard premium and your income has dropped, this one form can put real money back in your check. And bill number 5, the one I say for the homeowners, your property taxes. If you own your home and you're 65 or older, I want you to think about the last time your county sent you a letter explaining your rights as a senior homeowner. For most people, that letter never came. And yet nearly every state in the country has some kind of program for senior homeowners. They go by different names: senior property tax exemptions, senior freezes, circuit breaker credits. But what they do is either lower the taxable value of your home, freeze your bill so it can't keep climbing every year, or in some cases, knock out a chunk of your property tax entirely. Depending on where you live, that can be anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s a year in savings. But the catch is always the same, and it's the same catch that runs through this entire video. You have to apply. The county assessor does not knock on your door when you turn 65 and offer it to you. You have to know to ask. So do this. Search your county's name along with the phrase Senior Property Tax Exemption 2026, or just call your county assessor's office directly and ask what programs are available for senior homeowners in your area. One phone call, and those savings can follow you for as long as you own the home. So let me bring it all together. 5 bills. The Medicare Part B premium, which the Medicare savings programs can eliminate, and QMB can go even further and cover your deductibles and copays too. Prescription drug costs, which Extra Help brings down to a few dollars per prescription. Your energy bill, which LEHEAP pays directly to your utility company, with seniors often getting to apply first. The IRMA A surcharge, which you can appeal and remove with Form SSA 44 if your income has dropped. And your property taxes, where senior programs exist in nearly every state, but only kick in when you apply. I'll be straight with you one more time. None of these come looking for you, and most of them are based on your income. The government isn't going to call. But the flip side is the only thing standing between a lot of you and this money is a single phone call or a single application. If even one of these fits your situation, that's an afternoon well spent. If this helped you, please subscribe and share it with someone you know who's on Medicare or Social Security, a parent, a neighbor, a friend. A lot of people are quietly overpaying on bills that a program would cover, and they have no idea one conversation can change that for them. I'll see you in the next one.